Hey guys, welcome to Entri App. So finally the countdown for CAT begins, and this time the CAT is on 27th November 2022, and the form filling process has also started. From August 3rd to September 14th you people can apply for CAT. But students, we generally see a good number of students, they just keep waiting for the last date, and on the 14th of September a lot many students try to fill the form. But we would appreciate all the students fill it as soon as possible in the month of August itself. So finally the countdown begins, and so is the anxiety. We all know that you people might be thinking about, sir, what will be the nature of CAT this year? How many questions can be there? And which section is going to be tough? And in what manner we have to prepare for the next 100 to 110 days for CAT 2022. So students, this video will address maximum of your queries. We will be discussing about the complete application process, but at the same time, at the end of the video, we'll be discussing about the possible nature of CAT 2022. We know that CAT is this time being conducted by IIM Bangalore. And whenever IIM Bangalore conducts the CAT, it has a very peculiar nature. So what is that? We are going to discuss at the end of the video. So stay tuned with us till the end. And students, in the end, we are going to discuss about how many questions are needed to be solved to fetch a decent percentile in CAT. So here we begin with the video. So in this video, we are going to first discuss about the application process. The notification which has been released by the CAT authorities, that is students visible on the screen. We all know that there are 20 IIMs. And one thing which is the best thing is, once you apply for CAT, you have automatically applied for all the 20 IIMs. So no separate forms are needed to be filled for each and every IIM. But the only thing which we have to keep in mind is, when you fill the form of CAT, you have to opt for each and every IIM separately. And in each and every IIM, there might be more than one or two number of courses. So you people have to find out which particular course you are looking for. In this video anyway, I'll be discussing about that. But still we have to be clear about which are the courses I am looking for and what is the eligibility of that. So students, we need to opt for each and every IIM separately while filling the form of CAT, and we have to click on each and every course of each and every IIM to be considered for that program. So be careful in doing that. So students, as we see on the screen, there are 20 IIMs and CAT is on November 27. Let us proceed now. One more important information which is given here is, the CAT will be conducted on 27th November in 3 sessions. So we have seen that before 2019, from possibly 2014 to 19, the duration of CAT was of 3 hours, 180 minutes. So 3 sections and 1 hour of each section. And on each day, we used to have 2 sessions only. But since 2020, the first CAT after the post-pandemic, we have seen that the duration of CAT is now 120 minutes. And students, there will be 3 sections of 40 minutes each. And this time also, it seems like as they have announced 3 sessions, though the duration of the CAT and the number of questions, nothing has been discussed so far. But still we see that if 3 sessions are there, that itself means that the CAT is going to be of the same duration as we had in CAT 2020 and CAT 2021. So the duration will be of 120 minutes. You will have 3 sections of 40 minutes each. And what will be the number of questions per section? That prediction we'll be discussing very soon. So students, 120 minutes CAT will be there. And now coming on the most important area, what programs we people have to opt. Now see, when we talk about CAT, as I was telling that, for all the IIMs there is one common application. But we have to be careful about which programs we have to apply for. There is one program which is common for all the students, and that happens to be the common PGP program or the MBA program. In some of the IIMs it is known as PGP, and in some of the IIMs it is called as MBA. You people might be confused about, sir, why is it so? Earlier, all the IIMs had the program by name PGP only. PGP basically stands for Postgraduate Program in Management. But you might be knowing that 3 years back, Parliament has passed a bill, and that bill gives the authority to the IIMs to issue degrees also. So now the IIMs have the authority to issue degrees, master's program in the field of business management. That is the reason some of the IIMs, they call it MBA now. Otherwise, a good number of IIMs, they still call it PGP. But students, what is there in the name? What matters is the college has to be very good. So indeed, the first IIM, which actually started in 1961, IIM Ahmedabad, that stands at the premium most position. It is the best college, best IIM, best B School of India. So definitely any student who is trying for CAT will be targeting IIM Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Kolkata and Lucknow, isn't it? But at the same time, there are many new IIMs which are doing fantastic. So all the students, the number of seats are many now. Gone are the days when the seats were very less in number. Today, if I talk about IIMs, there are close to 4,000 plus seats in the various programs. So students, when we talk about the programs, be careful. As I was telling, that one program which each and every student has to opt for, that is PGP. But when I talk about IIM Ahmedabad, there are many other courses as well. There is one course which is PGP FABM. FABM stands for Food and Agri-Business Management. And then you have the next program. So if I talk about this particular Agri-Business Management program, any student who has completed his graduation in the field of food and agriculture related things is eligible to apply for this. Even the other graduate students can also apply, but they will have to fill a form separately to show their inclination towards this particular area. And unless you are very clear about the goal, possibly the IIMs will not consider you for this program. So PGP happens to be the common program for all the students. And in case if you want to apply for business analytics, yes, you can go for that as well. But I would still recommend all the students, whichever program and whichever IIM you are applying for. Anyway, we'll be applying for all the IIMs, but especially the programs. I would recommend all the students, you people have to go on the websites of each and every IIM to find out what are the types of programs and what is the eligibility requirement. There may be some programs which are totally online, and there may be some programs which are actually not on a regular basis. They may be having some weekend classes, and there may be some programs which are only for the work-ex students. So we need to be careful about whether you are eligible for that program or not, and then only please click it. Then students, Amritsar, if I talk about, you have the program MBA Business Analytics, MBA in Human Resource Management, and then you have the Executive MBA program. IIM Bangalore has 3 programs. One is the common PGP. The second happens to be PGP in Enterprise Management. And the third happens to be PGP in Business Analytics. So Bodh Gaya, only one program. Calcutta, only one program. Indore, again you have several programs. So that is the reason, students, I would recommend all the students to keep visiting the websites of all the IIMs to understand what are the programs and their eligibility. But please ensure that you click each and every IIM and at least one program of each and every IIM. Okay, let us proceed now. And then you have many PhD programs also, and in case if you are eligible for that, you can definitely apply for them as well. And then coming on, students, the CAT website, from where you people have to fill the form. So that is given here. It is iimcat.ac.in, and students, a toll-free number is also given here. And then if I talk about the eligibility part, now all the students understand, if I talk about the eligibility part, it is clear-cut given that at least 50% of marks should be there in the graduation. You people may have completed graduation in any stream. Let it be humanities, let it be science, let it be commerce. Each and every student is eligible to apply for CAT. But the only condition happens to be at least 50% marks should be there in graduation. And students, if I talk about those students who have come in the final year of graduation, whose graduation is getting over in the year 2023, even such students are eligible to apply for CAT. The only condition is, till now, aggregate, your score has to be at least 50%. So that becomes the condition, and for the SC/ST students it becomes 45%. Besides this, there is no age related eligibility. So students, there is no restriction on age. A student of any age can apply for CAT, and there is no restriction on the number of attempts also. Okay. And now students, coming on, let us discuss the reservation part. So if I talk about the reservation part, as per the government rules, scheduled caste students will have 15% of reservation in the IIMs, 7.5% for the ST students, 27% for the OBC non-creamy layer students, and 10% among the general students they will be getting reservation under the EWS category. That is the economically weaker section. I must recommend all the students, if you belong to this particular category, if you are a general student, but if you fall under the purview of EWS category, get your certificate ready, because this will give you some extra advantage. And the cutoff to get a call for interview will be much lower than that of the other general students. So if you belong to EWS category, I recommend all the students, you people should get your certificate ready, and this particular category you people have to fill while applying for CAT as well. So be careful in that, and you should have all the relevant documents and certificates ready with you. So this becomes the reservation part. And then coming on, yes, the point which we have to keep in mind is, let me first discuss about the payment part. The application form fee, that happens to be 2,300 rupees. Okay, so just let me write here 2,300 rupees. And for SC, ST and the PWD students, it becomes 50% off. So 1150 rupees for the SC, ST and the PWD students. And then students, registration for CAT, yes, it has already begun, August 3 to September 14th, 5 p.m. So be careful about this. And now we are going to discuss about the test centers. CAT will be conducted at almost 150 centers across India, and the student will have to give a choice of at least 6 centers. Generally, we have seen the very first center which we choose, we often get that center itself. But possibly even if not the first one, at least you will be able to get the second center. But students, 6 centers you have to give the choice for. At the same time, you people will have to give your choice of center for the interviews as well. So please be careful. Anyway, we people know that where we have to take the CAT, but sometimes I have seen the students, they don't plan for it. So be careful about the centers as well. So 6 centers you have to choose while filling the form of CAT. So now students, finally the result day. Yes. So when we talk about the result day, CAT is known to announce results in the first week of January. So by 3rd, 4th or at max 5th of January, you people can expect the result of CAT. Okay, so that becomes the D-Day. And students, if you really want that the result day should be your day, so for that you people have to do a lot of tapasya, isn't it? So CAT is not an easy game, but at the same time, it is not too tough as well. It only needs a very dedicated and planned preparation. You people will have to brush up all your theory concepts. You people have to ensure that your reading part is improved, your quantitative aptitude is good, and your data interpretation skills should also be very good. And success in CAT will come not on the basis of how many questions do you solve. It actually comes on the basis of the number of questions which we select and how that selection has been done. So anyway, hold on, I'll be discussing about the possible nature of CAT 2022 now. And one more thing before that, the admission process, CAT, if you have scored well in CAT, that is not a guarantee that you will get the final admission in the IIMs. Each and every IIM has a separate admission process. I must tell all the students, at least a few of the IIMs, you visit the website of that to understand their admission process. How much weightage is given to CAT, how much weightage is given to interview, and how much weightage is given to the other academics, work ex, and sometimes for gender diversity also. So I would appreciate all the students, you people should definitely read the complete admission procedure of the top Ivy League colleges at least. So this becomes about the admission process, and then coming on, fine. So this is all about the notification. Now coming on the most crucial part of today's video. Sir, what will be the nature of CAT 2022? How many questions will be there? So before we give our prediction for CAT 2022, let us have a look over the pattern which we had in CAT 2021. So students, in 21, we had the same number of sections, 3 sections as usual which we see in CAT. The first section was a verbal ability and 24 questions were there in that. The second section was of data interpretation and logical reasoning and 20 questions were there in that. And the third section was of quantitative aptitude and 22 questions were there. And for each and every section, 40 minutes of time was given to us. So totally there were 66 questions and in 120 minutes we were supposed to solve them. But you were not supposed to switch between the sections. That means the whole 40 minutes you people are supposed to invest on one section only. So you don't have the choice of switching between the sections. So this becomes the order of the sections, and moreover this was the pattern last year. And if I talk about CAT 2020, there were same 3 sections and 40 minutes each, but the number of questions was 76. The students, CAT has not disclosed the number of questions this time as well. Possibly in the month of September they may give some information, but possibly the number of questions they will never disclose. Earlier they used to disclose that there will be 100 questions, but now students, nothing can be said. But still we can easily predict what will be the range of questions, and the reason happens to be CAT is actually not known for giving less time per question. It is actually known for giving more time per question. So you are not supposed to solve more number of questions, but you are supposed to give the correct answers, and you people have to invest more time in solving per question. So the questions are generally on a tougher scale. They are time consuming. Okay, so that is the reason they will take their own time. Anyway, I'll discuss about the number of questions which are needed to be solved to fetch a decent percentile. But before that, the prediction for this year's CAT. We believe that the number of questions will not vary much, but at least it will not remain 66, because we know that CAT is always known for making some changes. So if it goes on a lower side, possibly 60 questions can be there. And there was a time in the past when CAT used to ask 60 questions only, 20 questions per section. But this time our prediction is the number of questions may be slightly more than 66. It can be 70, it can be 72, or at max 75 or 76. So our prediction happens to be the number of questions should be around 70 or 72. Okay? And now let us try to understand, sir, how many questions we people have to solve to get a decent percentile in CAT. So if we keep CAT 2021 as the benchmark, and on the basis of the results which we had last year, and moreover the same results we have been seeing in the last many years. So students, CAT is not about solving more questions. It's all about solving less number of questions but with accuracy. So students, you'll be surprised to know if a student solves 8 questions in each section correctly, only 8. That means out of 66 or whatever number of questions come, if you people are able to solve 24 or 25 questions correctly, you can easily fetch 92 plus percentile in CAT. And in case students, if you are able to solve 13 questions around in each section, you can easily fetch 99.5 percentile. Yes. So students, CAT is not about solving many questions. I generally see students, they are always concerned about, sir, in 40 minutes 24 questions of English we have to solve. Who said you have to solve 24 questions? Just solve 11 or 12 questions, and out of that if 1 or 2 is wrong, still you are able to clear the cutoff of 90 plus. And moreover students, if you are able to solve good number of questions, no doubt at all, you can actually solve 16, 17, 18, but at least don't have that mindset that you have to keep solving all the 24 questions. And same is the case with maths. If your maths is very good, try to score very high in that. If your maths is not so good, at least try to understand the cutoff, and to touch that cutoff, how many questions we are supposed to solve. So students, keeping all these things in mind, you people have to plan your preparation for CAT. So there are 3 sections and you people have to start focusing on all the 3 sections. I generally see students who have a very keen interest in maths, they sometimes ignore English. And the students who love reading, they sometimes ignore the quantitative aptitude part. But don't do this. And all the students, besides studying a lot, focus more and more on taking mocks. The more number of mocks you will take and the better in-depth analysis you will do, the chances of scoring high in CAT will increase. So if your theory portion is over, focus on mocks a lot. And if that portion is not over yet, start preparing for that as well, but at least start taking 1 or 2 mocks a week. So students, this was all from our side in this video. I believe that you would have enlightened about the complete aspect of CAT. So in the coming days, we'll be bringing many such videos, subject-wise also, and we'll be talking about each and every aspect of CAT. So stay tuned with Entri App and give your CAT preparation a cutting edge. So students, thank you very much for being with us. Thank you very much.